This has been a presentation of TV 52 Sports, recognized around the tri-state as the leader in local sports programming. The 1991 American Legion Baseball State Championship, Evansville Funkhouser in Highland. It is game 2 actually here on a Sunday as Funkhouser wins earlier 5-3.
The 9th game of the state tournament overall, Funkhouser came up with a big win, a great pitching job by Pat Curtis in the first game this afternoon. Even now, 1-1. They've seen each other twice. Both have been victorious. Both have suffered a loss, but I think Funkhouser is on a roll. They really put some big hits together. Again, outstanding pitching by Pat Curtis. He really shut this offense down for this Highland Ball Club. We've seen them twice before this game this afternoon. Really potential. They've got a lot of good sticks in the lineup. 11 hits against Newburgh, 10 the other night against Funkhouser in their first meeting. But Pat did such a good job shutting them down, only allowing 5 base hits. Tide has turned. Funkhouser is the favorite, I think, right now.
They're not announcing the pitcher right now, but I imagine it'll be Mike Fetcher. Outstanding the other day.
Well, we saw Mike. He put together a pretty good win. 6 strikeouts in a row, ended up with 9 overall. So Funkhouser has that going for them, a good pitching staff. Mike has been in this position before to where it's a championship game. Knows how to use his pitches to his advantage. It's going to be difficult to beat this Highland team, but I think with the momentum turned on Funkhouser's way, it could be done.
Throughout fatigue, this is it for all the marbles. The last game out here at Bosse Field here in 1991.
And it's been an excellent tournament all weekend long. We've seen a lot of good games, pitching matchups. Defense has left a little bit to be desired, but I think once you get to the championship game, it's just a matter of time before it really sets in. This is for the marbles right here. We got to play a good ball game. Let's go out and do it.
As promised, we announced the winner of a color television set and a year subscription to the Disney Channel. We drew it on the 52nd day of summer. We announced that tonight in the stretch half of the 7th.
One lucky viewer will be able to walk away with a TV, remote control, a year subscription to the Disney Channel. So we're going to do that in the bottom of the 7th inning. Had a lot of good response from the fair people stopping out there and letting us know how the program is. This is kind of our way of rewarding you for watching us. Final
baseball game you'll see here on TV 52 here in 1991. It's the climax, the grand finale. The 1991 American Legion Baseball State Championship coming up next. For championship night, a winner to be crowned just a couple hours from now. Doug Irving, we all shall know who will be the 1991 American Legion Baseball State Champion representing Indiana.
Good job by Funkhouser in the first game this afternoon. They knew coming into today they had to win at least one just to have a chance of maybe getting a state championship representing the city of Evansville here. They played a great ball game, winning 5-3. Outstanding pitching job from Pat Curtis.
Funkhouser runs the land 34-8 under head coach Matt LaRue. He's done the job quite nicely. Highland 27, 5-1 under Mal Kubiak. Eric Stover on the hill. Second game today out here at Bosse Field as we watch it back on this Sunday evening. Stover doing the pitching. Huppenthal completes the battery. At first base, Jake Quigg. Ryan Jakusis comes in and plays second. Ozelli the shortstop, and Brian Guzik at the hot corner. Dave Bedka, Mark Hartlow, and Jess Spain. That's left, center, and right field. And the familiar Funkhouser 9 is being led again by Nick Huntley. Never ceases to amaze you on the base pads, and not bad hitting by Nicholas either.
He has done a good job. His main job as a leadoff man, get on base, use that speed to his advantage, try to get some situations going. We've seen all week long, most of the games that we came out here to watch, he's got on base, and when he's got on base, he's stolen the bases. He stole one the other day, stealing second and third, scoring after the catcher's throw went into left field. Did the same thing this afternoon in the first game.
Watching game number 2 out here with Funkhouser winning game number 1 by a score of 5-3. Utley, the right fielder. Marks will bat second. Jason Kroc gets the starting nod on the hill. But you imagine you're going to see a couple of more. They're going to throw everything at Highland.
You're going to have Coach LaRue down there using every pitcher that is capable of throwing. If they've got any innings work left in the tournament, you're allowed so many innings per tournament. And he's going to use just about everybody he can.
Final game at Bosse Field here in 1991. As it counts, movie crews move in later this week. A long season of baseball, even here on TV 52, comes to an end here tonight with the state championship of American Legion Baseball, Evansville Funkhouser in Highland, post 180.
Nick was 2 for 4 this afternoon. He was on base 3 times, scored 3 runs. And we talked about his stolen bases. He's picked up 3 again this afternoon.
A little struggling here by Eric Stover. In the battery, Stover and Huppenthal. 3-1 here, the count. Marks get on deck. He has struggled throughout the weekend. We expect more from him. 3-2 here, the count from Stover to Utley. Little breeze towards right field. Nothing new this weekend at Bossy Field. On the ground to Brian Guzek. Yesterday's pitcher, today's third baseman. 5-3, one away.
And we kind of talked a little bit about it in the pregame. The momentum has really shifted from one side of the field to the other. Highland came in 2-0. They had to be beat twice to be eliminated from the tournament. Funkhouser got into the losers bracket, had to win at least one to get to the championship game, and they have done that. So I think the tide has turned just a little bit. Where Highland was coming in pumped up for the first game, that has changed. Funkhouser is now the team to beat, especially playing on their home field.
You play all season to get right where you are here tonight. State championship on the line. The winner here will be flown to Minnesota on Tuesday. Not a bad deal. The American Legion, the National American Legion, picking up the tab for the entire team and 2 coaches to be flown and treated like kings for a couple of days in Minneapolis. National Regional of American Legion Baseball. Trying to find a corner. There is Stover. Highland just earlier lost their 5th game only of the summertime, and Funkhouser, as mentioned, have only lost 8. 2 in the sectional herd, a couple of weekends in Boonville. That is past now. Though it takes talent to get here, you concentrate on the next 9 innings, so there is no tomorrow.
It takes talent to get here. It also helps with a little bit of luck, getting a certain situation, key base hits when you need to, the bounces going your way.
Funkhouser, the longest road to get here possible. They played Thursday, Friday, a couple on Saturday, and a couple today. Hard on the ground. Nice stop by Guzek. Still has time. The long 5-3 is not in time. Nice hit ball by Sam Marks.
It was a pretty good shot right off the bat, and Guzek did a good job getting over, knocking the ball down. Probably should have fielded it cleanly. Had he done that, it would have taken a good strong throw to get him, but he recovered in time. Just a little bit too much quickness from Sam Marks, able to beat that out.
Well, they're on the play. Jason Kroc, the pitcher. It is the pitcher, Jason Kroc. I imagine they'll shift him around perhaps to third base before the afternoon's over, unless he shines on the hill. Eric Wagner on deck, another that can do the pitching duties. Mentioned a very talented squad here, Funkhouser, under Mac LaRue, trying to win their first state championship since, well, 1988.
Jason came in this afternoon at .393, was 1 for 5 in the first game this afternoon after going 1 for 4 against this same ball club yesterday.
Big cut by Jason. Solid hitting in the lineup also for Funkhouser. They knew it would be a chore to get here, especially when they lost early on Saturday to the same Highland Ball Club. Well, this 1991 series is tied at 1 apiece. The last laugh to be decided in a couple of hours. Count 1-2 here to Jason Kroc. Lots of baseball this year on TV 52, our first full year, Doug. And a pretty good way to end our baseball coverage here in 91 with the best 17 and 18-year-olds in the country.
Featuring the best 2 teams in the state of Indiana for 1991 as far as Legion ball.
Here goes Marks. Take a shot at him down there. Not in time. Well, this is any indication, Sam Marks may have broken out of that weekend slump here in the championship game.
Well, he had been struggling the previous 2 or 3 games that we have seen. 0 for 5 Saturday, and again 0 for 5 first game this afternoon, but he has gotten on base, and he is one of those players that's not really going to think a lot about the mistakes whenever he's out there. Yes, he's struggling, but he knows that eventually, if you get enough at bats, things are going to start turning around. He does not let that affect the rest of his game.
2-2 the count. In 1 away, top half of the first inning championship game. American Legion State Tournament. Still 2-2. Not a bad one to sit back and watch again on a Sunday evening. Just played hours ago. Well, as close to live as we can get. The 3-2 the count here.
That pitch was inside part of the plate, and Jason tried to get out of the way of it. Ended up going off of his bat, and I believe got a piece of the home plate umpire, James Dunlap.
Boy, these four have been out here all weekend long and have seen plenty of baseball.
It's been a long weekend for just about everybody involved. Funkhouser, we talked about playing the catch-up role, playing the most games. These umpires have been out here every game since Thursday and have had really a good tournament.
Battle with Kroc continues. Right now, this is a pitcher versus pitcher combination, with Jason getting the starting nod on the hill a little bit later on. That is upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Marks down at second, out by about 4. One gone, Utley 5-3. Here's the 3-2. Got Kroc swinging away. 2 down.
I'll bring up the center fielder, Eric Wagner, is pretty much on a roll for Funkhouser. He picked up 3 base hits, 2 RBIs in that first game this afternoon. A pair of doubles and also a single. Came in at 328.
Funkhouser trying to carry that early afternoon momentum into this one. Highland could only beat themselves on this day. They needed to win 1 of 2. Funkhouser had to win 2. 1-0 on the inside becomes 2-0. Fans getting into it. They're not tired. They want to go to Minneapolis. Several of the parents plan their vacation around this week, just hoping.
And for some parents, this is the vacation. The Highland Ball Club, whenever you're involved in sports in the summertime, you don't get a whole lot of time to do vacations.
Little trouble throwing it away, and the first run of the ball game is going to score. Now, something like that could come back to haunt you. 1-0 Funkhouser.
Well, we've seen all weekend long the disastrous defensive play from just about every club out here. Funkhouser's had their share of misfortunes in the defensive role. Highland also has had the same thing. They kind of played a sloppy game the other day. Not really what you expect from a team coming in. We saw fundamental mistakes from them in the first game this afternoon when they committed a total of 4 errors, so it's nothing new to them. They just have to concentrate back on getting involved in this game, and for Funkhouser, you got the momentum going your way. Try to keep it rolling.
Ozelli holding on. Jake Quigg scored at 6-3. Down goes Curtis Payne. Down goes Funkhouser, but only for now. They pick up the first run of the ball game, and they lead it by a score of 1-0. Bottom half of the first, you ain't seen nothing yet. The 1991 American Legion Baseball State Championship tonight on TV 52.
Fast food.
Your order, sir.
A time-saving idea that's become too complicated to be fast. Try Rallies instead. Our menu is simple, and our hamburgers are great. When you don't have time for fast food, drive into Rallies. Rallies has it right.
When your employees train with the National Guard and Reserve, they learn to be better team players, better decision makers, and better leaders. It's training that makes them better at serving our country. And better when they come back to work for you.
Bill's back.
Be a hero. Give your employees the freedom to protect ours.
Getting the starting nod is Jason Kroc, the central standout, who'll make his home at the University of Southern Indiana. Before all of that, he'd like to say he's been to Minneapolis and maybe border town Pennsylvania before it's all over. Got to win here.
Making his 6th appearance on the season, 1 start, 4 reliefs coming into today. Overall record 0-1, 2.08 ERA. 13 innings of work, allowed 12 base hits, 6 runs, 3 of those earned, 7 strikeouts and 8 walks. And we kind of said something about it earlier. Look for Mac LaRue and his coaching staff to use everybody that's got an arm out there in case they do run into problems. You're limited to so many innings per tournament, so I believe Mike Fetcher has 4 innings left, so we'll see him today. It's just a matter of who's going to be loose and who's going to be hot to fill in the rest of the innings.
Mark Wadlow, the center fielder. one of the MVPs of yesterday afternoon's game. Takes a look there at ball one. Taking a look at Jason Kroc, the battery. Kroc and Todd Hayes. At first base is Curtis Payne. Mark Cost at second. Corey Lamb, the shortstop. Aaron Schemker at the hot corner, if you will. Sam Marks, Eric Wagner, Nick Utley, left center and right field. Funkhouser defensive starting 9. Up by a score of 1-0 early. Again, scheduled for 9. 2-1 the count here. Stuart Hodlow, Jess Spain awaits on deck. Guzek, a good one out of the 3-hole. This one lifted high into the afternoon. Mark Cost one away. Going down the rest of the Highland 9. Mentioned Guzak will be out of the 3-hole. Ozelli played up. Jake Quigg, Dave Bentka, Dan Huppenthal, Ryan Jakusis, and Eric Stover. Rounding out the Highland 9, 27-5-1 under Mal Kubiak. Jeff Spain, the right fielder.
And it's going to be important for Funkhouser to try to keep Hodlow off the bases, if at all possible. They had pretty much success with that. The first game this afternoon, he ended up getting a base hit in the 9th inning when they put together a streak where they tried coming back with 2 runs before they eventually got beat.
Nice throw by Nick Utley, the right fielder. It's snuck by Curtis Payne, just staying fair there on our near side. A 1-out double for Jeff Spain, so they'll come right back at you.
This will be the third baseman, Brian Guzek. This afternoon's game, he picked up a base hit. The pitcher in the first game on Saturday when these two met pitched an outstanding game. Also a good man with the stick, and this is really the way it almost started the first game this afternoon when Highland scored 1 run in the first inning. Spain picked up a triple and then scored on an infield out by Guzek.
Count 1-0. Jason Kroc showing his stuff on the hill in game number 2. First game was played a little over 2 hours on this Sunday. And we see the deciding game here tonight on TV 52. 1-2 from Jason Kroc. By a couple. Jess Spain down at second. Racing for that one, Corey Lamb. Very busy earlier this afternoon. The busyness keeps up. Trying to get 2 here. Play at third. It's over the arm of Aaron Schemker. And we have a tie ball game, Doug.
And the defense is starting off to fall apart once again for both clubs. Highland committing 2 errors in the top half of the inning. Now an error on Curtis Payne. Probably should have not even tried to throw over there because the runner on second base, Spain, made a break for third base. As soon as Lamb fielded the ball, threw it to first, probably no chance at all to get him. Best thing to do in that situation is just hold the ball.
Marco Zelli, your shortstop. With 2 away, we're tied at 1. Bottom half of the first inning. Want to again mention we'll be announcing our winner of a Magnavox color television set, remote control, and a year subscription to the Disney Channel. We'll announce that winner in the stretch half of the 7th inning. Courtesy TV 52 and Discount Appliance and Electronics Warehouse at 2818 Mount Vernon Avenue here in Evansville. Again, it's lifted high. Eric Wagner over 4 steps, and that's how 1 inning of baseball goes in the championship round. It continues. More to come. Let's call it the road to Minneapolis on TV 52.
Remember America's call to glory. Patriotic words like give me liberty or give me death. And of course, the most famous of all,
don't you buy no ugly truck.
Freedom is buying a good-looking truck like this S10 Tahoe from Kenny Kent Northside. The biggest truck sale of the year continues.
I hate to shoot with my Liberty hat on, but there's another ugly truck. I think I'll torch it. Don't you buy no ugly truck. It's unpatriotic.
The man, and dog.
For years, this man thought if he just tried hard enough, he could teach himself to read. Where do you go when you can't do it alone? He's getting help in a literacy program for adults. They got help from the United Way. All because the United Way got help from you. The United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
The Wales mating call.
Alongside Smith, Todd Hayes, Aaron Shapker, Mark Cost, and Corey Lamb to round out a first time for Evansville Funkhouser. 34-8. Not too shabby for McLarew, and Funkhouser backs up against the wall and made it come true early this afternoon. 82 in a row to become the state champions. Jacusis to Quigg. One pitch, one down goes Todd Hayes.
And Todd had a pretty good afternoon in the first game. Went 2 for 4, was on base 3 times. This will bring up the third baseman, Aaron Shapker. Also started off hot. 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats this afternoon, eventually 2 for 4. On the season, comes in this afternoon hitting .280.
Takes a look at one on the outside. Eric Stover, our first look at him. Seen a talented staff on the hill, and these guys can do it with the bats also. Highland post 180. I mentioned the winner of this game going to Minneapolis will take on the Illinois State winner Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock in Minneapolis.
And Stover struggled a little bit in the first inning. The first 3 batters he faced, he went full on the count. Threw a total of 26 pitches in that first inning. Not going to be real effective if he continues to do that. But he started off pretty good this inning, getting Hayes to bounce out on the first pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike. Upstairs, Shapker. Now playing third. Spent some time at second, game previous this afternoon. Stover, a little bit of control problem here. Top half of the second inning. Falling behind the count again. Nice rip to left field. Dave Bedka on the roll. 1-out single belongs to Aaron Shapker.
And the bats continue to be hot for this Funkhouser ball club. First game this afternoon, they scored 5 runs on 11 base hits. Probably their most productive as far as back-to-back sessions. They had a 13-10 win earlier in a air-ridden game between them and Muncie. I think they committed a total of 12 errors between the 2 teams. But we know this Funkhouser team is capable of getting the big hits at the key times. They're going to have to do that again to be successful and pick up a state championship here today.
Mount Vernon product Mark Cost will walk on to the University of Notre Dame next spring. He received an academic scholarship into that South Bend school. 0-1 to Mark. Corey Lamb awaits on deck. Will have seen the starting 9. Shapker out by 4 at first. Take a look at strike on the outside corner. Long day of baseball, and it has come down to this. 9 innings to decide the state champion in Indiana for American Legion. Cost backs out. He's behind 0-2. 4-step lead over at first. Keep an eye on Shapker. Cost swinging away. Bouncing several times before it gets to Guzek. He's got a nice arm. Nice move, 5-3. One job done. Shapker down at second, but 2 away.
And we saw Brian on the mound in the first Funkhouser game when they were victorious. Has done a pretty good job at third base. He is one of those guys that can pretty much play any position you're going to put him. He's such a good athlete, capable of making the big plays. That ball was not real easy to field. It was a kind of a slow roller, took a funny hop, but he made a good job of getting to it. Made a strong throw over to Quigg at first base.
0-1 to Lamb. We'll go back on top to Utley after this. Shapker nicely down at second. Just out of your pitcher. And again, the breeze towards right field. Field looks a little bit different with Columbia pitchers moving in and getting it ready for a league of their own. The 1-1. Rod Foley on the third base side.
Kind of got a little switch in the lineup here with Jason Kroc pitching. Moved a little bit of the defensive positions around, also the batting order. This afternoon's first game, Corey was hitting 8th, Pat Curtis 9th. Corey's moved down a little bit, but he is in there for his defense, and we've seen him make a
tough
number
one
of
to
excellent
field.
plays.
Nice job by Humpenthal. to get post 180 out of it. They're called Highland, and they're coming to bat in the bottom half of the second inning. Folks, we're tied at 1 in the 1991 American Legion Baseball State Championship. From Bosse Field, we're back with more after this timeout.
Westside Dodge sales continue to grow, up 47%. Why? Best prices with a guarantee. If we're not the lowest price on a comparable vehicle, we'll write you a check for $500. We call it the Spirit of America guarantee. So let Westside Dodge put you in the spirit, as in Dodge Spirit, the versatile mid-size sports sedan that delights the performance-minded with room for the family. Drive away in a new Spirit for $99.91. How's that for putting you in the spirit? Westside Dodge, 1730 West Franklin, only in America, and only at Westside Dodge.
I was going to take a job with an engineering firm in New York. I got a better offer. I'm building schools overseas with the Peace Corps. The pace is a little slower than New York, but here I'm getting grassroots experience I couldn't get anywhere else. The way I look at it, the world can wait 2 years for another 40-story smoked glass high-rise.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Bottom half of the second inning, Jake Quigg, Dave Benka, Dan Humpenthal, Takusa and Stover to round it out for Highland. Game tied at 1, and the hitting has been there. The fielding, well, could be better. And it also takes pretty good pitching to get to this game right here.
We've seen some pretty good defensive plays, probably not as many as everybody expected. The tough plays have been made. It's been the easy ones that have really been the trouble for most of the ball clubs. It has been an air-ridden tournament most every game. Quigg, the first baseman, was 1 for 3 in this afternoon's game, has really yet to do any type of offensive damage so far in his previous games against Funkhouser.
1-1. Kroc facing 4 in that first. Double by Spain, he scores. It's down to Aaron Shapker. Shapker looking to Curtis Payne. 1 away.
Brings up the left fielder, Dave Benka. 1 for 4 this afternoon. Had a single to center field. Was 0 for 3 in the first meeting between these two.
1 away here in the bottom half of the second inning. Humpenthal moves to the on-deck circle. Who will represent the state of Indiana for American Legion Baseball. Oh, right, just out of the reach of Corey Lamb to Sam Marks at left field. So again, after getting the first out, one reaches the bases. Off him at first, Dave Benker, a 1-out single. First American Legion Baseball State Tournament, 1926. Indianapolis Atkins. Mentioned yesterday, there was no championship game in Indiana played in 27, but since 1928, they played every year. This is the 64th state championship of American Legion in Indiana. Oh, nifty job there. Let's try him back down here at third, and got him in time. How many times, Doug Emmett, have we seen the gamble not pay off for Highland?
Well, they have really tried to run the bases a little bit recklessly so far this weekend, and more times than not, when you try to take that extra base, it's going to come back, and if you get the good defense behind you, you're going to nail it.
Sometimes they call it the home field advantage. No one knows this field better than Funkhouser, at least out of the 5 that came here. We go to the top half of the third inning. American Legion Baseball State Championship on TV 52.
Looking for a place where friends and family can get together for a good meal? For party and banquet rooms, why not call the Pub? Known around town for their great food and atmosphere, the Pub is great for reunions, team gatherings, business meetings, as well as your daughter's wedding reception. No party is too big. With a wide variety of food items to choose from, the fine staff at the Pub can cater to anyone's appetite. Located at Division and Willow Road, the Pub is the place for your party. Call 423-2121. Give the Pub a call and reserve your banquet room today.
Liking the movie up until the last 2 minutes. Therefore, I would say you should like the movie.
Whoa. The most popular and most powerful movie critics in the country. Time Magazine.
Those were the most interesting characters in the film.
Come on, give us a break. Real people viewers can trust. 2020.
This is gritty stuff.
Siskel and Ebert are the best. The Kansas City Star.
I thought that was terrific.
A total and complete disagreement. Siskel and Ebert. The critical difference.
Top half of the third inning, and top of the order for Evansville Funkhouser. Nick Utley, Sam Marks, Jason Kroc, and Eric Wagner. Tied at 1 after 2 complete. Scheduled for 9 in the state championship game of American Legion Baseball. Brought you your first look, televised look at American Legion Baseball back in June. That game was from Boonville. Seemed like so long ago. And we bring you this, the championship game here at Bosse Field, hosted by Evansville Funkhouser. Well, in just a couple of hours' time, if it is indeed won by Evansville Funkhouser.
Nick 0 for 1 was 2 for 4, reached base 3 times in the first game this afternoon. Picked up 3 stolen bases, also scored 3 runs.
Looking at the pitching arm of Eric Stover. We've seen more than a couple from the Highland team. Come on and dominate here on the hill. Highland won their very first against Newburgh. And they did that on Thursday afternoon. First game of the tournament. Went extra innings. They exploded for 4 in the 10th. And so goes that one. They beat Funkhouser on Saturday after taking Friday off. Lose earlier today, and that's why we're here. Funkhouser. Big road is expected. Well, they're the host team. You only get so many advantages.
And it has really been a good tournament. All the games pretty much have been decided by 1 or 2 runs. The most outrageous score was a 7-run victory, 8-1. That was Funkhouser last night over Newburgh, when they really put things together after getting beat by this Highland Ball Club yesterday, getting themselves put into that loser's bracket. They had to come back with a big win last night to get here today, and they knew coming in they had to win 2 here this afternoon against this Highland club to be the state champions.
Okay, the Utley watch is on. He's got speed. This one may drop in there. Well, moving over actually from shortstop. Marco Zelli, so Utley has to go back. He has speed, and I expect he will grab second momentarily. 1 away, Jason Kroc.
Jason 0 for 1. He was 1 for 5 in the first game today. Has been the big stick as far as Funkhouser is concerned all year long. Came into the game at .393, leading the team in hits with 55, also RBIs with 35.
Utley getting set to go. He's out by about 4. Bunch speed. Here he goes, hit and run on. He'll have to come back. That ball hasn't dropped yet. He was there already.
He is quick, and he knows how to use that speed to his advantage. Smart ball player, does a good job of reading the pitchers as far as watching the moves.
Utley again out by 4. Hit and run on again. That took a weird turn into the outfield. Jess Spain and Marco Hodlow with a rundown. Here comes Nick Utley. Funkhouser goes back on top by a score of 2-1.
And you can make things happen when you have somebody on the bases that has the capability of the hit-and-run situation. A good opportunity there. They started Utley. Good piece of hitting by Jason. The ball was up outside part of the plate. He went right with the pitch, took it into right center field, almost got it to the wall. Good job defensively out there by Highland. Well, Hodlow and Spain did a good job cutting the ball off, holding Jason to a double.
Kroc out by about 4 steps. Eric Wagner. Hard shot down here to Ozelli. Wants to make the play here at third base. A nice move when it works. 2 away. Down goes Kroc. Fielder's choice. Wagner at first.
And probably not a very good decision there by Jason. When the ball's hit on that left side of the infield and you're the runner at second base, you almost have to make either the shortstop or third baseman commit to go to first base before you take off. He elected to go as soon as the ball is hit, and a good play by the shortstop, Ozelli, to get the ball over to third for the easy force out.
Curtis Payne, Hayes on deck. Shepker, Cost, and Lamb begin to round it out. Top half of the third inning. Evansville back on top by a score of 2-1.
Curtis 0 for 1, grounded out to the shortstop Ozelli back in the first inning. It was 1 for 4 in that first game this afternoon.
Up by 4 now is Wagner. He's got speed as talked about. 2 away. Upstairs, charging like a racehorse Guzek has it in foul territory, and now 2 1/2 have been completed out here at Bosse Field. Funkhouser jumps back on top by a score of 2-1. We go to the bottom half of the third, and back with more to the state championship for American Legion Baseball after this timeout.
Your new home may be your largest single investment in your lifetime. Elbrink Electric can provide all of your electrical needs. Known for our commercial and industrial work, we now offer residential service, new construction, remodeling, or if you need the house rewired, we can do it. You will receive quality union work at competitive prices from our licensed master and journeyman electricians. We also offer a senior citizens discount. Call Elbrink Electric today for a free estimate, 425-5264. Elbrink Electric for all of your electrical needs.
And now a few words about raising children.
Run, jump, climb, walk, laugh and cry. Throw, fetch, play catch, slip and slide. Listen, swim, eat, grin, cook and cheer. Giggle, wait, talk straight, woo, be there.
Love isn't just something you say, it's something you do. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Back out at Bosse Field for the final time here in 1991 as far as a baseball game goes. Long season, Doug, comes to an end here tonight as far as baseball goes for TV 52 also.
And we'll find the #1 state Legion team right here this afternoon. Funkhouser in the lead now 2-1 going into the bottom half of the third inning. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Highland. Ryan Jakusis, Eric Stover, and back to the top of the order, Mark Wahadlo. Jakusis not in the starting lineup in the first game, had a pinch hitting opportunity in the 9th inning. Grounded out, so he was 0 for 1 in that game. This is a part of the lineup that Jason is going to have little trouble with. Usually if you're going to have a weak point, it's going to be down towards the bottom of the order. To do a good job just keeping these people off the base.
Highland again 27-5-1 coming in. They had the fewest losses of the field of 5. Muncie, the defending state champion, the first eliminated. Newberg put up a heck of a fight. Outstanding postseason for Liss in that ball club. Came to an end last night. And Funkhouser pounded him 8-1. Monticello, not this year. Here are the two that remain. Leadoff walk for Ryan Jakusis.
And that's something you do not want to do, especially, as I said, down in this bottom half of the order. Now we go to the pitcher, Eric Stover. Probably a sacrifice bunt situation here. You got the runner at first. Not a lot of at-bats for the pitchers. This is our first time seeing Stover in the lineup, so look for him to sacrifice Jakusis over to second base to where you can get a runner in scoring position with the top of the lineup coming up.
I almost expect a nip and tuck ball game. Going to check him back. I guess I mentioned only one game was lopsided in the Saturday night affair. We've seen some wild games out here. The Thursday night game, 23 runs scored, 13-10, Funkhouser recalls. Two-1 Funkhouser here. Jakusis out by 4. Stover trying to get the work done and just moving him on up there. That bunt is foul. 0-2 from Jason Kruk. Came from a pretty good pitching staff also over there at Central.
And you really have to tip your hat to Okie Pryor and the whole staff from Funkhouser getting this team into the state tournament. The host team, they really came up with some big wins, especially this afternoon. They knew they had a win to get into this championship game. And what an outstanding job this afternoon by Pat Curtis.
Stolen base for Jakusis. Stover gone. Wahadlo here flew out to the second baseman. Marcos begin the run for Highland. Over the head of Corey Lamb, rolling to center field. Could have a tie ball game, and we shall. We said nip and tuck. We're starting over again. A little bobble there in the infield will cost you a base. So Wahadlo does some more damage. with Jakusa scoring. 2-2 ball game.
And he was the offensive star for Highland in the first meeting between these two teams. Ended up going 3 for 5 Friday. Kind of quiet this afternoon, was 0 for 4 going into the 9th inning. He finally picked up a base hit, was 1 for 5, but he is kind of like Nick Utley for this Highland team. Once he gets on and starts things going, look for everybody else to follow right in his footsteps.
Somebody on the inside finds the corner for Croc. Jess Spain. He's already come in once. Go ahead for the moment, down there at second with 1 away. A little breezy towards right field. That's been the storyline as far as that goes this weekend. Long weekend of baseball. And about, I'd say, close to 100 games this year on TV 52 of all shapes and sizes.
All the way from Little League to Division I and Division II college baseball. A lot of fun. I'm going to miss it.
Eric Wagner comes on, 10 steps forward. And now there's 2 away. High school soccer returns now in less than 2 weeks. We open up our fall sports season with the Wrights Panthers and the Castle Knights.
I think we're going to be busier in the fall than we were in the spring, and we were pretty busy in the spring.
It's a fun busy, though.
For sure.
Brian Guzek. Mentioned Guzek showed what he had on the hill, and still shows what he has with the bat here, even earlier this afternoon. Something tells you Highland has more as far as the bats go.
So far in the 2 matchups with Funkhouser, picked up a total of 2 base hits and 7 at-bats, and he's going to add to that. This one looks like it's going to the wall. He's going to try for 3.
Trying to stretch it out. This time it'll work for him. Picks himself up an RBI. And for the first time, I'd say, in this long afternoon, Funkhouser falters just a tad. They fall behind for the first time since the first inning of this afternoon. 3-2 now, Highland.
And this offense is just so potentially effective. We saw Highland get 11 base hits in the Newburgh game when they were victorious 7-3 in 10 innings. First meeting between these two clubs, they picked up a total of 10 base hits. You look at the first game this afternoon, Pat Curtis did an outstanding job shutting them down, basically 2 runs, only 5 base hits. So it's going to be hard to keep them quiet like that for 2 games in a row.
On a play. 0-1 the count. Ozelli. May in the third as he did the first. 3-2 Highland. Jake Quigg on deck. 90 feet away is Guzek. Tip back there. 0-2. Not much rest for the winner of this. But a day and a half before they have to fly to Minnesota. 0-2 from Croc. Didn't miss by much on that outside.
And this is the championship game. We said that Funkhouser is going to use all of their weapons if possible. We run into a little jam here. We see Adam Swedenberg is up in the bullpen warming up now for Funkhouser should Jason run into more trouble here. 2 runs have already crossed the plate, but you do have 2 men out. It worked the count to his favor. 0-2s now falling behind, running the count now to 2-2.
Well, on the outside, I'll check down there at third. Hayes just picked up the ball and threw it down to Schefter right away. Never hesitated.
And to get somebody picked off of a base like that, that's really how a catcher has to approach that. He can't really pick it up, look down there, think about it, and then throw it. It's too late then. Once you decide you're going to do it, you have to do it right away.
Keep it 3-2. Our score. 3-2 now in favor of Highland. It won't be decided until the very end.
And I was really impressed with this Highland Ball Club in the Newburgh game. We came out and saw it before the Funkhouser game on Thursday. They really hit the ball well. I said then it's going to be hard to beat these guys just because they have the offensive attack that they do. They bunch their hits together, get the big base hits when the runners are in scoring position. And even though they kind of shut them down this afternoon in the first game, having trouble right now, and we see Mike Fetcher going down to the bullpen now too, so look for McLarew to use every pitcher over there available. Try to get something going. Keeps this game close so that whenever they get back into the offensive gear for them, they can maybe generate something.
My guess is when Croc's all done on the hill, he'll go to third, and Schaffer will go back down to second. What we saw earlier out here this afternoon. Chopper down here to Corey Lamb. A little bobble, and boy, does that hurt. That really, really hurts. Another run comes across. And now 4-2 Highland.
And the sloppiness continues from both ball clubs. That's the fifth error now in the game. Third on Funkhouser. Highland's committed to, and you look back to the game on Saturday when these two clubs met. 5-4 victorious for Highland. 9 errors committed in that game between the two. Funkhouser had 4, Highland had 5.
This is Dave Betka. Big inning for Highland. 8th batter here in the inning.
And as a coach, whenever you look at those defensive mislaps, you really don't know how to explain it because you work so much on the defensive part of your game. Hit the ground balls all the time, and there's not really any one reason why it happens. You just wish it wouldn't happen as often as it has. And there we see Quigg picking up a base hit, his first in this game, second on the afternoon.
Selly moves down to second. So 2-1, still 2 out. He's trying to hit Jason Croc now. Well, the error hurt. Could have been out of it a little while ago. A run later, and now 2 on. Betka with Huppenthal again on deck.
Dave Betka, the left fielder, 1 for 1 today, had a single to center field. Eventually was thrown out at third base on a ground out situation, trying to run from first base to third on one play, and just a good throw over from first baseman Curtis Payne to nailing back in the second.
Here's the first meeting on the hill. Out comes Mark LaRue. We see Todd Hayes joining Jason Croc there. 3 in for Highland here in the bottom half of the third. 4-2 in favor of the post 180.
And right now, Mark's main concern is how is Jason feeling? He's asking Todd Hayes how his stuff is, the location, how his pitches are coming in there. Does he have a lot of movement on his fastball? This is a do-or-die situation here. You can't really look into the next 2 or 3 innings. You have to take it 1 inning at a time, and we're going to the bullpen.
Well, it was Swedenberg who was warming up earlier. We'll have to wait and see. Several down there. They'll bring forth 1 and relieve Jason Croc here. Still in the middle of the third inning. Been favorable towards Highland. We're back with more after this timeout.
And dog. For years, this man thought if he just tried hard enough, he could teach himself to read. Where do you go when you can't do it alone? He's getting help in a literacy program for adults. They got help from the United Way. All because the United Way got help from you. The United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
Putting an Indy car on the track, it takes time, money, and a small army of very skilled technicians. Keeping it on the track at more than 200 miles an hour takes total concentration. It's no wonder professional drivers would never have a drink before getting behind the wheel. If drinking and driving is more than we can handle, what makes you think you can? Believe me, good driving has nothing to do with drinking, ever.
Back out at Bosse Field, Doug Swedenberg on the hill, and a couple other changes.
Our first look at Adam in the tournament so far, making his 11th appearance on the season. Record of 3-0, 5.10 ERA. 30 innings of work, allowed 34 base hits, 21 runs, 17 of those earned. Also 18 strikeouts and 22 walks. He will be batting in the position previously occupied by Curtis Payne, the 5-hole. Kind of a little rotation here. Jason Kroc moves from the mound to third base. Aaron Shapker moves over to from third to first base.
Wiedenberg had a nice televised performance earlier in the season when pitching with Central. And has some good stuff, and that's why he's here. Adam Swedenberg. Some work to do to get out of it. 2 away here in the bottom half of our 3rd inning. It's been a big one for Highland.
And Adam comes in inheriting a 1-ball count on the batter, Betka. Still got runners at first and second. 3 runs have crossed the plate in the bottom here of the 3rd inning. 2 men are out. Betka, the batter.
Highland trying to bat their way through here. 2-1. 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Ball leads at both bases. Highland wants some more. Outside. The count is 3-0. Combined Swedenberg and Kroc. Kroc now over at third, as mentioned. Shapker at first. Payne leaves. This one will have to be there, Adam. On the outside corner.
It seems like some people have a little bit of trouble coming into a ball game when they have not had a lot of time to warm up. It might take them 2 or 3 batters before they really feel effective out there.
Got to get over in a hurry. Going to fall between the two. Wagner and Utley rolling back to the fence here. Score 1, score 2 more. Big at bat for Betker. 2 RBI triple. 6-2 Highland.
Not really a lot you can do. That pitch was up into the strike zone. Really, Adam had to come in with something right around the plate. He'd worked the count to 3-1. And just another good job of hitting by Betka. Picks up his 2nd hit of the game. 2 more RBIs, 5 runs in now. It's a 6-2 game.
Dan Uppenthal. Instant life to Highland. 4-run cushion. Long way to go. With this in the bottom half of the 3rd. 5 big runs. They batted through, Highland has. Trying to bounce back in what was game 2 out here at Bosse Field. They lost earlier this afternoon, 5-3. The reason there is a 2nd game.
Uppenthal was successful on a sacrifice attempt back in the 2nd inning. 0 for 4 in the 1st game this afternoon. Has done a real good job for Highland behind the plate. The leader on the field, he is the one that controls the pitcher and calls all the pitches.
Calling off all Corey Lamb, and anything I think you'd like to forget about. 5 come across for Highland. They're on top by a score of 6-2. We're back with more on the 1990 American Legion Baseball State Championship after this timeout.
Welcome to Brinker's Jewelers, where quality jewelry, prompt service, and affordable pricing is what we strive for.
The Brinker's Touch is unsurpassed quality. At Brinker's Jewelers, they offer beautiful custom design work, diamond and stone remounting, also fine quality antique and estate jewelry. Brinker's Jewelers has been providing the Tri-State with quality, service, and fair prices for over 19 years. The Brinker's Touch, Lloyd Expressway and Green River Road.
Pete Sampras comes up to serve. Jan Stevenson makes the drive. A.C. Green and Charles Smith pound the boards. Marcus Allen rushes up the middle. Jay Schrader with the touchdown. There are a lot of different parts to play in the American Red Cross. Play your part.
Back out at Bosse Field, top half of the 4th inning with Doug Emick. I'm Darren Smith, and Funkhouser finds themselves trailing by a score of 6-2.
Not a real good inning for Funkhouser fans. 5 runs on 4 base hits, a couple of errors. The errors 5 now in the total of the game. 3 for Funkhouser, 2 for Highland. 2 up for Funkhouser here in the top half of the 4th inning. Hayes, Shapker, and Cost. 6, 7, and 8. Todd Hayes 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman, Brian Jacousas, back in the 2nd inning.
So some work to do with the bats. Really going to make them work for it if they're going to become the Indiana State champions. They were in 1988. They've been a while before that. They won it back-to-back, 66-67. It's Newberg who won it in 1987. Boonville a couple of years ago, defending champion Munsey's gone. Highland looking for their first ever American Legion Baseball State Championship. 1 and 2.
Start calling you the Fred Farley of Legion.
We have covered some ball this summer.
And really the first opportunity for the Tri-State to see Legion ball on TV. And I don't know about you, but I have really enjoyed this summer. Looking forward to next year. Of course, baseball is my game. Once this game's over here today, we're going to take a vacation from baseball for a while until next spring. Just around the corner, though, football and soccer on TV 52.
One sneaks in for Todd Hayes, and Highland got a chance to watch in the hotel room last night. Their first look at what a local broadcast would be of American Legion baseball, and they asked me when it was coming to Highland Cable. Well, it'll be quite some time.
Yeah, but the only time they want to watch is when they were down here playing. Maybe we could work out a deal to do some road games up there.
Sure. Nice grab by Ozelli. And Hayes is fortunately okay.
Good defense there by Ozelli at shortstop. The ball is hit right on the line. Showed his range well in the first game. Again, right there, getting over. Made a throw kind of off to the right field side of first base. Quigg had to come off the bag. Probably would have been better just to go to the bag and tag the bag versus trying to tag Todd Hayes. He was able to slide underneath the tag.
Mount Vernon product, Mark Cost. The second baseman. Corey Lamb awaits on deck. He's shaking off the injury, a little shaken up there in that last altercation.
Mark 0 for 1 today, grounded out to third back in the second inning. Prime opportunity here to use the part of the bottom half of the lineup to generate some offense here. And it looks like Todd is really hurt. He went back hard into the bag over there and it's kind of favoring that left leg. You can see where the dirt is on there. It looks like he might have twisted his ankle or something sliding back in.
He's on 5-4 at first. Cost out the middle here. Stover has time to go down, but the tag not made by Ryan Jacusis. So a fault there. Maybe a second sooner. Nice jump, by the way, by Todd Hayes. So it's a first and second here for Funkhouser. And here is Corey Lamb.
And that is one of the basic fundamentals that you need to get done in the game of baseball, especially in the situation there. The ball was not hit that hard. Hayes is favoring that left leg, so he was not going at full speed, and just a poor defensive play there by Highland.
Try to turn two, and that is in time. Redemption from, well, maybe a mistake earlier. So goes down Funkhouser here in the top half of the fourth inning, and they're trailing by a score of 6-2 with more state championship baseball to come. The 1991 American Legion State Championship on TV 52.
Are you looking for a new used car?
Don't worry, be happy.
That's right. Be happy with a great selection of 1991 Mitsubishi program cars at Kenny Kent Toyota Mitsubishi. Like this 91 four-door Mirage, only $9,995. Or this 91 Galant, only $10,995. Or this 91 Montero RS 4x4, only $14,995. Don't worry, be happy at Kenny Kent Toyota Mitsubishi.
You know, to some people, the idea of Kansas and Twisters means Dorothy and Oz. But where I grew up in Kansas, Twisters are real. And real help comes from the Red Cross, not the Tin Man. Right now, the Red Cross is providing emergency relief, food, and shelter to families throughout the Midwest. And they need our help. Because what they're experiencing is no fairy tale.
Contact your chapter. Support the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund.
Bottom half of the fourth inning with Doug Emig. I'm Darren Smith. I want to remind our viewers the stretch half of the 7th inning, we'll be announcing the winner of a 13-inch color television set and a year subscription to the Disney Channel, courtesy of TV 52 and Discount Appliance Electronics Warehouse at 2818 Mount Vernon Avenue here in Evansville. Remote control also included with that package, Doug.
And thanks also to United Artists Cable for the year's subscription to the Disney Channel.
So a lot of people at the Vandenberg County 4-H Fair last week. Registered almost 1,000 people. And many also registering to win at the Discount Appliance Electronics Warehouse. Score here is 6-2. We'll announce that winner again in the stretch half of the 7th inning. Right now we're in the bottom half of the 4th.
And this is right where we started off an inning ago in the 3rd, when Highland put 5 runs on the board, sending 9 to the plate. Jacusis, a walk back in that 1st inning, or 3rd inning, an inning ago, came around to score the first of those 5 runs. Had a pinch hitting bid back in the 1st game in the 9th inning, was 0 for 1 in that game.
Down to Jason Kroc, little bobble, but gets the 5-3 anyway. 1 away here in the 4th.
Brings up the pitcher, Eric Stover, 0 for 1, a strikeout victim back in that 3rd inning. Really a tough time for Jason Kroc and Funkhouser that inning. 5 runs, 4 base hits, 2 errors were committed.
Big cut here by Stover. They have gone through twice now, Highland. 18th batter now, combined of Kroc and Swedenberg in relief here. Perhaps see more is dual bullpen action going on right now for Funkhouser. In foul territory, Aaron Shapker backing up, battles a little bit of sun, 2 away. 2 up, 2 down for the moment. Back on top to Marquette Hotlow. I believe I saw Gady go down there earlier. Saw Fetcher make a move also.
And those are the 2 down there now. Roger Getty, the right-hander, Mike Fetcher, the left-hander. And we said it, Mac is going to have to use everybody. There is no tomorrow. They have to win here if they wish to continue the 91 Legion season. So look for him to pull all stops right here and get everybody in. At least throw an inning or maybe just a couple batters so that you can try to get something going. Shut this offensive team down.
1-0 to a Hotlow. Jess Spain on deck, but 2 away. Trying to send him up 3 down. Worked a couple times that way for Funkhouser. What was game number 1? They won that one 5-3. One and 1. Missing on the corner there for a 2-1 count.
And I'd like to send congratulations to all 5 teams participating in the tournament this weekend. It's been an excellent tournament. This is the championship game number 9 on the weekend, and I'm sure everybody had a good time. A lot of people thought they'd come and maybe pick up a state champion. Not so this year.
Down to the final 2, 3 up, 3 down here, and through 4 complete. This one so far belongs to Highland, post 180, perhaps just about an hour away, and we'll know who is the 1991 American Legion Baseball State Champion on TV 52.
You know, there's a great place for barbecue on the west side of town, right on top of the hill. Mark's Barbecue. For over 40 years, Mark's Barbecue has used their very own recipes for their home-baked soups, fresh salads, and pies. They'll even barbecue your wild game. Mark's Barbecue has daily specials, anything from a covered dish to a feast. Give Mom a break and the rest of the family a treat. Mark's Barbecue, eat in or carry out. 3119 West Maryland, 425-1616.
How long do you think the public's going to accept the travesty of Don King?
But they're going to be really struggling to have an average year.
I got it all. You got to know what these guys are saying.
I believe, honestly, yeah, you should be paid based on your performance.
Everything is under control so far.
You know, I'm not convinced that the cost of Major League Baseball is prohibitive.
All right, thanks for calling.
Back out of Bossy Field, top half of the 5th inning. Storyline here is 6-2 Highland. And at the top of the order, this is Nick Utley. Going through now a 3rd time. We need something done. Not this. Guzik had time to throw down the old shades. 1 away.
And this is the way we started off the first, the third, and now the fifth inning. Productive in the third inning when Nick reached on a walk, eventually came around to score on a double by Kroc. Sam Marks up now, 0 for 2, reached and scored a run back in the first inning when he got on an air and picked up a stolen base.
On the outside of Marks, still Eric Stover on the hill for Highland. Working our way through the 91 championship game, Indiana State championship game for American Legion Baseball.
Next stop, Minnesota.
Yep. Team here to represent Indiana. We'll take on Illinois, 10 o'clock in the morning. Wake-up call. 1-2 here. Two excellent teams as always, Doug, here in Evansville this year. Eugene Pate, Funkhouser. We also talked about Newburgh.
Had a really good summer of baseball with all three clubs involved, and Pate and Funkhouser basically ended up even as far as their crosstown rivalries. Funkhouser taking 2 in the regular season, Pate redeeming themselves with 2 victories over Funkhouser up in the sectional in Boonville.
Tell you what, Newburgh was a problem for everybody except Funkhouser.
Well, I think they kind of put together a pretty good team after a while, and they decided what they were going to do. It took a while before they really started going, coming into the sectional. You looked at Boonville's, people had trouble with them. Pate went up there and won in extra innings, and then Boonville came down here and beat them. Funkhouser beat them early in the season. But you looked at Boonville, probably Pate going in as the hot 2 teams. Newburgh really came and surprised everybody. And you look back and see the excellent pitching done by Ricky Forsey and Nate Shepard for Newburgh, and they were really riding on that high cloud all the way into this state tournament.
A lot of these players who we've had on the air during our first year of baseball coverage on 52 will be going away to colleges, and a few will make their return to Bosse Field in other uniforms. I don't want to say the enemy, so to speak, but the opposing team in Indiana State, perhaps, or in Eastern Kentucky, Kentucky Wesleyan.
Well, it just shows you the type of baseball and the programs around the city, how strong they are getting, and you're getting the good athletes that are getting the opportunities to accept some scholarships to some of the bigger schools, continue their athletics into the college scene, and I'm sure that we'll see a few of those back either playing against University of Evansville or for Evansville. Still got a lot involved in the Legion that still have remaining years of eligibility in the high school.
3 looking for it. Little collision there. We've seen that happen before. Right now, Funkhouser needs a break or 2 like that. It works for Jason Kroc. So with 2 outs, he's on, and it's going to bring up Eric Wagner. Funkhouser has to start getting it going with 2.
Jason picking up his second base hit of the game. That was a pretty shallow ball. Good run there by the right fielder, Jess Bain, to come in. Made a diving attempt to maybe come up and catch the ball. It looked like it hit in his glove and popped out. But another good job defensively of the backup there. Wahadlo coming right over there, picking the ball up and holding Jason just a single.
See if they can whittle away at least. There's strike 1 to Wagner. Trailing by 4. Being out-hit and outscored at 6-2.
Eric 0 for 2 in this game, was 3 for 4 in the first game this afternoon. He's been on base twice here, reached on an air and also on a fielder's choice.
A little low, 1-1 the count. Out by 4 steps is Jason Kroc. Take a ride again to center field. Wahadlo just moves up a couple of steps and comes on in with the rest of the squad as 4 1/2 an hour in the book. Evansville Funkhouser leaves 2. They trail by 4. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We're back with more of the 1991 American Legion Baseball State Championship on TV 52.
So let me repeat your order here. That'll be 1 double cheeseburger, ching. Large fries and a large soda, ching. 2 kids meals and 2 medium sodas, ching. 1 chicken sandwich, large fries, and a vanilla milkshake. Bada bing. That'll be $62.75. We're a little shy.
Remember when you could feed your whole family fast food for less than $10? Well, at Rally's, you still can. Rally's has it right.
half of the 5th inning for Highland. Trying to add to a 6-2 cushion. Spain, Gusak, Ozelli.
2, 3, and 4. Spain 1 for 2 today. Reached on a double and came around to score the first run back in the 1st inning. Was 1 for 4 in that afternoon game. And I said it when I first saw these guys. They really hit the ball, and it's going to be tough for Funkhouser to get back into this game. They've got to think about what they did to get here. They beat this team earlier today. Try to combine some of that. And the pitching has not been as good as it was the first game. Pat Curtis pitched tremendous. And again, you look at the scoreboard, 7 errors already in the first 4.5 innings. Not a typical Legion game, but typical of what we've seen out here this week.
Lead-off walk. More work in the bullpen. But now it's Swedenberg.
Third baseman Brian Gusick, 1 for 2 today, had an RBI triple back in the 3rd inning. And we look down at the bullpen. All the pitchers that are available are just sitting around, just waiting their turn. Who's next? See now, Fetcher is up again, loosening.
0-1, out by 4 at first is Spain. Zelli on deck. There goes Spain, hitting a run on. Take away your double play. Only option here to first base. 6-3 pulls him off the bag. And it's 1st and 2nd for Highland. Another error, Doug. We've now seen 8, and we're not through 5.
And for whatever reason, this whole tournament has been plagued by errors. You look back at all the games, the number of errors committed by each team. Funkhouser's best game defensively probably would have been Thursday or Friday. You look at yesterday's games, 4 errors committed in the loss against Highland. They won last night 8-1 against Newburgh, but committed 6 errors in that game.
Play, and it's 0-1. Nobody out. Highland pressing for more. Traveled about 4 hours to get here. It's going to seem like 10 getting back home, or an enjoyable 4.
Right now, the way it's looking, it could be an enjoyable trip back. I'm sure that the parents and everybody will probably stay here tonight and head back maybe early in the morning.
There's the first, but it's 2nd and 3rd with just 1 out for Highland. So we're in a bit of trouble here. Something tells you Funkhouser's not done yet.
Well, we've seen them enough this year to know that they do have a gutsiness to them. They don't really crawl up and hide. Once they get down like this, they usually have the momentum to get something going again. And like we saw in the first game, it's just a matter of time. Seems like once somebody starts hitting, everybody else follows right behind them.
Nice job there by Corey Lamb.
And there we saw an advantage of playing the infield in. Had they been playing back in regular positions, that might have got up the middle into center field, maybe scored 2 more runs, but everybody was playing in with 1 out. 2nd and 3rd on a ground ball situation. You want to cut that run down at the plate should they try to score. Good reflexes out there by Corey Lamb. Did a good job of stopping the ball.
I'm going to talk to Swedenberg here for a minute. After the walk and error, could get out of it rather cheaply. Grounding out twice here, Dave Bentka. And I'm wondering, trying to buy more time, or are they trying to pitch around him, or something's up here?
He's picked up 2 base hits today, had a 2 RBI triple back in the 3rd inning. That was the first batter that Adam faced an inning ago, so maybe Mark was just going out there reminding him, this is the guy that took you deep into right center field. Don't make the same mistake.
Well, here's what they're doing. They're going to put him on. Load the bases up. You do it here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Intentional walk being given to Dave Bentka. They're going to get to Dan Huppenthal. The best thing Huppenthal can do, if you're Huppenthal, is burn you.
And this lineup is capable of doing that pretty much 1 through 9. Bentka, as we said, 2 for 2, so really not that bad of a move. You don't want to take any extra opportunities to give him another chance to produce a couple more runs with a base hit out into the outfield. With 2 outs, the runners are going to be off with the crack of the bat. So should a base hit get in, look for at least 2 to score. Now we've got the bases loaded. Anything in the gap could produce 3 runs.
Let's see if it works. The pitch on the outside corner. Nothing at 1 to Huppenthal. Jacuzzi Stover to round it out a 3rd time for Highland. 6-2 here, post 180, beating our own post 8. He's safe for the moment. Nice stuff from Swedenberg.
And he had Dan fooled big time on that, looking for a fastball, something off speed, way out in front, unable to hold the bat back. Missed it by a mile.
That's out of play. Still 0-2. Would be getting out of it cheaply after the first 2 reaching. Looks like trouble. Reaching for it. Got to back up. Boy, it's trouble. Just out ahead of Mark Goss. Score 1. Play here at the plate. Throw going to be off. Try it back down here at second. And nab Huppenthal. More damage done here, though. After 5 in the book, we've got some work to do offensively. We're back with more of the 1991 American Legion Baseball State Championship after this timeout.
Looking for a place where friends and family can get together for a good meal? For party and banquet rooms, why not call the Pub? Known around town for their great food and atmosphere, the Pub is great for reunions, team gatherings, business meetings, as well as your daughter's wedding reception. No party is too big. With a wide variety of food items to choose from, the fine staff at the Pub can cater to anyone's appetite. Located at Division and Willow Road, the Pub is the place for your party. Call 423-2121. Give the Pub a call and reserve your banquet room today.
Westside Dodge sales continue to grow, up 47%. Why? Best prices with a guarantee. If we're not the lowest price on a comparable vehicle, we'll write you a check for $500. We call it the Spirit of America guarantee. So let Westside Dodge put you in the spirit, as in Dodge Spirit, the versatile midsize sports sedan that delights the performance-minded with room for the family. Drive away in a new Spirit for $99.91. How's that for putting you in the spirit? Westside Dodge, 1730 West Franklin, only in America, and only at Westside Dodge.
Top half of the 6th inning, 8-2 now. Highland over Evansville Funkhouser. You want to stay for the moment up by half a dozen. And we'll take a look at Swedenberg.
Adams' first hitting role here this afternoon came in the 3rd inning in a relief fashion. Swedenberg, Hayes, and Shapker due up here on the season. Had not a whole lot of at-bats. Picked up 3 hits and 8 at-bats for a .375 average. A double, RBI, and also scored 3 runs.
Okay, it's been done before. The big comebacks. Going 9. Down by 6. Eric Stover. They'll stay with him for the time being. 2-0 here to Swedenberg. He start hitting the ball.
Well, it seems like in the past, once somebody gets a base hit, this Funkhouser team kind of takes advantage of that, and everybody sees, well, it's not that tough to do. Let's go up there and look for our certain pitches, take our hacks. And as in the past, once somebody starts something rolling with a base hit, they usually follow with 2 or 3 more. And that's what they're going to need here in the 6th inning on.
Finding a corner there, 3-2, working himself back in it, Stover. Got to whittle away. You need something here in the 6th if you're Funkhouser. Lead-off walk helps, but only if you can follow it up with something nifty.
Nifty. Todd Hayes, the catcher, 0 for 2 today, reached on an error. Eventually was left stranded at second base back in the 4th inning. Aaron Shapker on deck. Come on, Todd, let's get something nifty going.
Out by 4, Swedenberg at first. On the inside. Stover maybe losing a little something here. You don't want to get too comfortable when you're up. Keep an eye on Swedenberg. See if he can put himself into scoring position. Upstairs. 2-0. And they're going to go talk to him. Here in Guzek coming over, telling him how to do it. He did it more 24 hours ago.
I'd say Brian is probably more or less the team captain. He is one of the big men as far as RBIs, batting average. Also a pitcher, plays excellent third base so far in the tournament. His dad, as we mentioned yesterday, part of the Evansville tradition back when the E-Sox were playing here, played a lot of games here at Bosse Field, so he has the baseball game in his blood. You kind of use somebody like that as a coach on the field. He can go out there and talk to the players, try to get them pumped up if something's going wrong, calm them down, say, don't worry about it. We've got a 6-run lead, just throw strikes.
Even here in the infield, Jacusis. One away. Aaron Shapker now.
Aaron 1 for 2, picked up a single back in the second inning. In the first game this afternoon, went 2 for 4. So this is a part of the lineup. If you're going to get something going, Aaron's going to have to start it right here. He's been hot with the bat. He's swinging it well now. Look for a certain pitch. Try to drive it into the hole somewhere.
Trailing by a score of 8-2, Evansville Funkhouser. They jumped on top early. Fell behind and right now in a bit of trouble. Championship game. Highland fans can still hear them. They're up a bit. It would take them 4 if they were to win it. Almost won it in 3. Forced to a second. Made it interesting in the 9th out here earlier this afternoon. Funkhouser held on, and here we are. Swedenberg back out by 5. Shapker gives it a ride. Left field, Dave Bentker really didn't even have to move. 2 away.
Brings up the second baseman, Mark Cost, 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice back in the 4th. And regardless of who wins and who loses this game, both of these clubs should be proud and not ashamed of anything. They have made it to the championship game in the state of Indiana for the best in Legion ball in 1991. Just an effort to get there should be enough. Obviously, you'd like to win all the games you can, be able to say you were the state champion, but just to get there is an accomplishment itself.
Look at these records. Funkhouser 34-8, winning more than 80% of your games. Highland 27, 5-1. Great ball seasons. That's for all the 5 clubs that were here, and even for some that never got here. Boonville had a great squad this year.
There was just good baseball all around the tri-state, starting with the college, heading into the high school season. We had the sectional here with Wrights winning. Also had the chance to host a semi-state this year for the first time. I think everybody enjoyed that, had a good crowd come out and see the games. Wrights just ran out a little bit of gas in the semi-state. But a good representation of baseball all the way through. And a good time for everybody in the tri-state just to come out and see good quality baseball.
2-2 the count here to Cost. Begins to get Swedenberg over there. Slow roller on the ground, maybe a screen, routine 4-3, forget about it. Swedenberg was the first to reach. He is stranded, and it started to get a bit late on a Sunday evening. And in this one, we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning, 8-2 Highland.
Remember America's call to glory. Patriotic words like give me liberty or give me death. And of course, the most famous of all,
don't you buy no ugly truck.
Freedom is buying a good-looking truck like this S10 Tahoe from Kenny Kent Northside. The biggest truck sale of the year continues.
I hate to shoot with my Liberty hat on, but there's another ugly truck. I think I'll torch it. Don't you buy no ugly truck. It's unpatriotic.
He's unbelievable. And he's misbehaving. He's Johnny B. on the loose.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Brandmeier. We have a television show called Johnny B. on the Loose. They've given me money so we can waste your quality time.
Whoa. Waste some of your quality time with Johnny B. on the loose.
Back out at Bosse Field with Doug Emig. I'm Duran Smith. 8-2. You know the story, Highland. Up by that half dozen out, hitting Evansville 7-3. Errors, rather not talk about them. There's 8 on the board, 4 apiece.
Not a real good defensive tournament for any of the teams involved. We've talked about it a lot. And when you got the errors like that, it's kind of hard to ignore them. 8, 9, and 1 due up here for Highland in the bottom half of the 6th. Kusis, Stover, and back to the top with Wahadlo. Kusis 0 for 1 today, reached on a walk and scored back in that 3rd inning when Highland put 5 on the board and grounded out to 3rd back in the 4th.
Swedenberg just like to sit him down in order and get back to the bats. Weird hit ball. Takes a weird bounce. Cost not in time. Really nothing you could do with that.
We've seen a lot of those wobblers, dwellers, whatever you want to call them, little fluke hits. Good swing with the bat, you just don't get a lot of the ball in contact with the bat, and you get something that's flaring just over the head of the pitcher, hits on the grass and kind of dies a little bit. Second baseman Cost came in, really made the only play he could was picking it up barehanded and throwing it all in one motion, just not enough time.
Nothing at 1 here. Eric Stover trying to go the distance, perhaps. Right now it's Swedenberg for Funkhouser. Jason Kroc started the game there. He's now at 3rd. Shapka moved over to 1st. Curtis Payne leaves the game. Nothing in 2. Trying to obviously move up Jakusis.
Stover 0 for 2. Struck out back in the 3rd inning and then fouled out to the first baseman Aaron Shapker back in the 4th.
0-2. And he gets by Hayes. Won't have to do that anymore. He got there anyway. It's a funny game.
And the committee of pitchers are up and moving about down the bullpen once again. Okie Pryor going down there to make sure everybody's loose. There's not any one particular pitcher you're looking for right now. You're going to use anybody that's able, whoever gets warmest the quick, and see what the situation is.
Well, strikeout will help. Down goes Stover. Wahadlo is back up there.
Mark 1 for 3, picked up a single and an RBI, came around to score back in that 3rd inning. As popped out to the second baseman and flew out to center field.
On the outside corner there. Went out at 2nd. Jakusis. Jess Spain's on deck. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Take a look at the Summer of '91 American Legion style. Take a look at the scenes of Funkhouser. Pate, a little bit of Newberg in there also. Talk to the NCAA coaches of Gary Redmond and Jim Brownlee. Kind of an hour recap. Call it the press box tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. New time for that show, by the way. Mondays at 7, Tuesdays at 5. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Back in the prime time again.
Yep. Just in time for the fall sports season. Lots and lots of high school sports coming your way beginning Saturday, the 24th of this month. Wrights and Castle will begin. More than 50 games in the fall months. High school soccer returns. Down here to Cost. Long throw. Pretty much sums up this part of the afternoon. 1st and 3rd, still 1 away.
5th error on the afternoon for Funkhouser. That brings up the right fielder, Jess Spain. 1 for 2, has been on base a couple times, a double and scored back in the 1st, and a walk and came around to score back in the 5th.
Guzek moves on deck, still 1 away. 9 errors.
It's not been a pretty tournament defensively.
Out again to talk to Adam Swedenberg. Several ready, just pick one from the bullpen. They've been warming up.
Oh, we've got a left-handed batter up in Spain, so we might see Fetcher.
That's it for Adam Swedenberg. Perhaps here in 1991. Still a ways to go, as we still have a ways to go in this ball game. We're stuck in the 6th inning, and looks like Highland's going to add a couple of more, or will they? New pitcher coming in. We're back to tell you about it in for the state championship after this timeout.
I was going to take a job with that engineering firm in New York. I got a better offer. I'm building schools overseas with the Peace Corps. The pace is a little slower than New York, but here I'm getting grassroots experience I couldn't get anywhere else. The way I look at it, the world can wait 2 years for another 40-story smoked glass high-rise.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Liking the movie up until the last 2 minutes. Therefore, I would say you should like the movie.
Whoa.
The most popular and most powerful movie critics in the country, Time Magazine.
Those were the most interesting characters in the film.
Come on, give us a break.
Real people viewers can trust. 2020.
This is gritty stuff.
Siskel and Ebert are the best. The Kansas City Star.
Yeah, I thought that was terrific.
A total and complete disagreement.
Siskel and Ebert, the critical difference.
He'll be pitching for the University of Southern Indiana. Well, next year, at this time, he'll actually begin the fall with Gary Redmond. Right now, he's trying to help the cause here, stop the hitting of Highland, Mike Fetcher.
Making his 8th appearance on the season, only 2nd time in relief. Mike's overall record 5-0, 2.3 ERA. He's worked in 38 innings, allowed 29 base hits, 13 runs, 10 of those earned, 37 strikeouts, and 16 walks.
Here is Jess Spain, 1st and 3rd. Right now it's 8-2 Highland. Fetcher, that's up here. 9-2. Welcome to the game, Mike.
Not the way you want to come in and start it off.
Scored Jacusis. Wahadlo now down at 2nd. Still have that first game saved?
The results would be a little bit better, although we couldn't really call it the championship game.
Nope. Right now, this is it. We're going to need big bats. 7, 8, and 9. 2-1 here to Spain. On the ground. A bobble there by Shapker. Tried to go to Fetcher in time. No. Another error. We've now seen a combined 10. We're not through 6 yet. 6 belong to Funkhouser.
Awfully ugly.
They've played a lot of baseball, Doug.
And baseball is a funny game. It seems like whatever the situation is, if you're getting base hits, they kind of come in bunches. When things go good, they go good together. When it rains, it pours. You start committing errors, it seems like one after another. Now we've got a total of 10, 6 for Funkhouser, 4 for Highland. And it's just not getting any easier.
On check them back. At the corners of the runners for Highland.
Guzek, the batter, 1 for 3. Scored a couple runs, triple and an RBI back in the 3rd, and reached on an error and scored in the 5th.
Zelli on deck. And there's just 1 out. Try to double him up here. Columbia pitchers moves in here full time, I believe tomorrow. In foul grounds, Aaron Shapker holds on to away.
Brings up the cleanup hitter, the shortstop Marco Zelli. 0 for 2 has been on base with an error, had a sacrifice back in the 5th inning. First inning, or the first game this afternoon, Mark was 1 for 5.
Jake Quigg moves on deck. 2 away here. It's now 9-2 Highland. Here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Big cut. Breeze again towards right field. I mentioned yesterday that's coming to a factor maybe once. 1-1 here to Ozelli. That's fouled back. Want to tip our own hats to the Evansville Funkhouser group out here who's put on a good show, Doug.
They've really put on a good tournament, and the attendance has been real good. I'm sure all the towns coming in from the state of Indiana, the Muncie, Monticello, as well as Highland here have really been showing a good time this weekend. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose, but if everybody has a good time, that's good.
Only one winner, and we're soon to find out. Coming to a close, 3 innings to go through 6. 9-2 in favor of Highland. We're back with more of the state championship. American Legion baseball after this timeout.
Welcome to Brinker's Jewelers, where quality jewelry, prompt service, and affordable pricing is what we strive for.
The Brinker's touch is unsurpassed quality. At Brinker's Jewelers, they offer beautiful custom design work, diamond and stone remounting, also fine quality antique and estate jewelry. Brinker's Jewelers has been providing the Tri-State with quality, service, and fair prices for over 19 years. The Brinker's Touch, Lloyd Expressway and Green River Road.
A book broker is CDs for $6. Baseball cards and comic books, buy, sell, or trade. Used tapes and albums. Books, movies, and more. The Book Broker, Fair Lawn Shopping Center.
Six in the book, top half of the 7th inning. Funkhouser trailing by a score of 9-2. The day, well, wasn't a total loss, and this one not over yet. They won the first 5-3 to get to Game 2 here on a Sunday. We watch it back, the deciding game of the championship. Indiana State's American Legion. Winner here going to play Wednesday morning in Minneapolis, Minnesota against Illinois.
9-1-2 to up here in the 7th inning. Corey Lamb, Nick Utley, Sam Marks. Corey 0 for 2 today, has bounced out a couple times, grounded in a double play back in the 4th inning. Really time for Funkhouser to get something going. We're in the 7th inning. They're only going to have 3 more at bats. The quicker you can get something going, the more times you're going to have to get a lot of offense going. Generate something with the hit and run situation. Once you get somebody on base, try to sacrifice them up.
On the inside there. Count is 3-1 here to Corey Lamb. Again, one will have to be there from Stover. Finds the outside corner. I'll remind you that we'll be announcing the winner for a color television set, remote control, and a year subscription to the Disney Channel. This one goes 5-3. We'll do that at the bottom half of this inning. Here's your hint. The winner is from Evansville.
Don't give too much away.
Too much away, no. Have literally thousands try to win this thing.
We had about 900 register out at the 4-H fair with the entries provided. Slipped them into the Win a TV box, and got quite a few mail entries. So probably close to 1,100, 1,150. And we did the drawing yesterday. We'll do the announcing of the winner coming up in the bottom of this inning.
So if you signed up to win that, stay tuned. 13-inch Magnavox color TV, remote control on the Disney Channel. Disney for a year. Nice ride. Dave Bedko. Big out. 2 away brings up Sam Marks. I also thank Discount Appliance Electronics Warehouse, 2818 Mount Vernon Avenue, for helping us out in the promotion. Got the winning entry right here, Doug. It's been under lock and key all night.
Put it in the envelope yesterday after we picked it from the bunch and put it in the safety deposit box overnight.
It was guarded by 3 security people who were trying to get it out of us, and they couldn't. Got the winner right here. We announce it in just a little bit. saw your name there a couple of times. You can't win.
You didn't see my name.
It was in there. So I sneak in some entries in there.
I was, I guess, in charge of the entries and kind of looked through them as I was putting them together. A lot of Evansville and surrounding tri-state players or people signed up. Even had one from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, we did. Little appeal here. Something works Funkhouser's way. And safe is Sam Marks. Still 2 away. He's going to bring up Jason Kroc.
One of the highlights, if you will, for Funkhouser this game. Jason 2 for 3, had a double and an RBI in the third, a single back in the fifth. Sam Marks has been on base now 2 times, scored a run back in the first inning. You can't really say it's over yet. You still got 3 at-bats. There are 2 out here in the 7th inning, but if you can get something going now, maybe pick up a little bit of momentum, carry that into the defensive end, then get back and bat in the 8th and 9th.
Now they get 1 to Jason. Eric Wagner on deck. Sam Marks out by about 4 at first. Need him and a whole lot more to make it a game. That'll help. To Bedker in left field, first and second. Bring these guys in, Eric.
3 for 4 in the first game this afternoon. Eric 0 for 3 today. Has been on base a couple times. Reached on an error back in the first and on a fielder's choice back in the third. And this is kind of what we're looking for. Sam started off, got on base on the air by the shortstop Marco Zelli. Jason Kroc continues to swing the hot bat. Now see if Eric can continue this offense.
Nice pitch there by Stover. Nothing in 1 here to Wagner. Swedenberg would have been on deck. It'll be Fetcher. And coming over here is Ryan Jacusis. So Fetcher will lead things off the top half of the 8th inning. That's right. It's getting late. And we're trailing by a score of 9-2. It's the 1991 American Legion Baseball State Championship. Funkhouser in Highland. We're back with more after this timeout.
Your new home may be your largest single investment in your lifetime. Elbrink Electric can provide all of your electrical needs. Known for our commercial and industrial work, we now offer residential service, new construction, remodeling, or if you need the house rewired, we can do it. You will receive quality union work at competitive prices from our licensed master and journeyman electricians. We also offer a senior citizens discount. Call Elbrink Electric today for a free estimate, 425-5264. Elbrink Electric for all of your electrical needs.
And fury. The DCI Summer Music Games.
Come see the excitement, pageantry, and action of the 1991 Drums on the Ohio at Wrights Bowl on Sunday, August 11th at 7 p.m. This year's show has been dedicated a patriotic celebration honoring the men and women of our armed forces. Call 812-423-2430 for tickets now.
Well, the up and down of a American Legion baseball weekend. I've heard "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" sung by 4 different crowds. Can you believe how many different versions we actually heard? One team's down, one team's up, and it was Highland who was singing it. Time for our winner, folks. A color TV with a remote control and a year subscription to the Disney Channel, courtesy of TV 52 and Discount Appliance Electronics Warehouse on 2818 Mount Vernon Avenue. Out of the thousands we received, the winner is Donald Schmalt. Dynamic. Donald Schmalt of 5005 Shady Court here in Evansville is our 1991 winner.
Congratulations.
Television set, yep, the remote control and the Disney Channel. So, Donald, if you're not watching now, we'll call you tomorrow morning. And you can pick up your television set
and also
tomorrow at TV 52.
Coupon for the year of Disney Channel. Thanks going to United Artists Cable for helping with the promotion. Also, Discount Warehouse. Really received a lot of positive input from the public during our time out at the 4-H fair, and also the phone calls and entries we received in the mail.
That would have been, we should have called them up here on the air. Kind of like a David Letterman. Kind of been nifty. They would have watched.
Nifty.
On the outside, 3-0.
We don't have a phone up here, though.
It's one way over there. By Sandwell. Reno has to be there, Mike, on the outside. First and second. I bought a Mike Fetcher button. You see it?
Yeah, I saw it. I think he might be jinxing him right now.
It worked the other day. That's just a maybe tiresome ending to a long weekend.
Well, they played a lot of games. We talked about it earlier that being the host team, they were kind of put into a bracket to where they were going to play the most games. And did a good job getting here. And we've seen enough from Mike, Mark says, and let's try another arm.
Okay, it'll be the, well, fourth pitcher used by Funkhouser. They're not giving up, and that's a good sign. We are still in the 7th inning. And more baseball to come, the American Legion Baseball State Championship on TV 52.
From the McGruff files, the case of the Tucson tip-off. In the Midtown area of Tucson, Arizona, things were no doggone good. Burglaries were up, spirits were down, and folks were fed up. So they worked with police to get their neighborhood back. They organized community watch groups. In just 3 weeks, burglaries were down 30%. The people of Tucson are making a difference, and you can too. Write this down, and I'll show you how you can help take a bite out of crime.
And now a few words about raising children.
Run, jump, climb, walk, laugh and cry. Throw, fetch, play catch, slip and slide. Listen, swim, eat, grin, cook and cheer. Giggle, wait, talk straight, woo, be there.
Love isn't just something you say, it's something you do. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
New pitcher here for Evansville Funkhouser, Roger Getty. Talked about how young he is and how good he is. Not the best of outings earlier this weekend. Expect a lot to come from this guy, Doug, in the future.
Very young, only 15 years of age, so he's kind of getting thrown into the fire. Making his 9th appearance, 1 start, 7 relief appearances. 2-1 record, 6.94 ERA, 11 2/3 innings of work, about 16 base hits, 13 runs, 9 of those earned. Also 5 strikeouts and has given up 11 walks.
Well, here's something different. Mike Fetcher goes to first base. Now, he's been there before. First time we've seen him play there on TV 52. We've had a lot of Fetcher games on this year. Aaron Schapker down to second base. Cost comes out. So Cost will be on his way to the University of Notre Dame. Academic scholarship, and perhaps may just walk on and join Murphy's crew.
Good opportunity, and I'm sure that he will get the opportunity to show if he can make it on a Division I level. Obviously, a pretty smart individual getting a scholastic scholarship at Notre Dame, and if he continues that athletic career, that'll be just a little bit more of a bonus.
As mentioned, college starting up. I guess you're in college altogether too quick. Where did the summer go? Uppenthal wants to keep it going. 9-2. Our score here. Fetcher over at first. Foul grounds. And there's an out here. Going to bring up, go ahead, Doug.
Ryan Jacuzis, 1 for 2, has been on base a couple times, walked and scored back in the 3rd, infield base hit and scored in the 6th.
Gady on the outside, Hayes the battery. Get around the horn a little different. Fetcher at first, Schapker at second, Lamb the shortstop, Jason Kroc at 3rd. Still Marks, Wagner, Utley, left, center, and right. Battery, Gady, Hayes. The next on that one. The outside, 1-1 the count.
I would say Roger probably learned a little something with his appearance the other night when he was not really effective at all. Getting thrown into a situation like that at such a young age kind of be tough if you're not used to the situation like that. And he had a lot of success in his freshman year at Wrights. Coach Johnson used him effectively. Came in with a lot of big wins, also some saves for the Panthers this year. And and he didn't want to do that.
Painful here on the back to Ryan. Bases loaded. And it brings up Eric Stover. Stays in as the pitcher. No need to take him out as the time being. It's 4 hits for Funkhouser compared to the 8 for Highland. What stands out of those errors, 11 combined now by both teams. Funk owns 6 of them, Highland 5. Score 9-2 where it counts. Big cut by Stover. You know, we've not seen much in the way of home runs this weekend.
I think you can attribute that to the good pitching of most of the ball clubs coming in here. I believe there was a home run hit in the Funkhouser-Muncie game Friday night.
One and one.
And to get this far, it takes a combination of good pitching and timely hitting. One thing that we kind of expected or did not expect to see, maybe, is the number of errors by just about every team in the tournament so far this weekend. Terrible defense.
2 and 1. Loaded up, no place to put him. Hodlow on deck. This will have to be there, Roger. Steve Johnston, glad to have him back at rights, along with a handful. Johnston lost about 9, I believe, from the regional champion rights Panthers. 3 and 2. We haven't had many strikeouts today. And we will not get it there. Gonna walk in one. It is 10-2, Highland. Here is Marco Hodlow.
And even though the score now is 10-2, you got to use these opportunities, especially Roger being young like he has 3 more years of high school ball. Learn from your mistakes in this game. You come in with the bases at second and third, runners at second and third. Give up a couple walks now. Correct your mistakes out there. Don't worry about the score or the situation. Just use this kind of as an educational tool.
Right to Mike Fetcher, and Fetcher does that. The double play. Hey, he can also play first base, Doug. Not bad, but another comes across. They'll leave a couple. They also have the lead by 8 now. It is 10-2 Highland. We have played 7 complete. We go to the 8th. Back with more of the state championship, American Legion Baseball, after this timeout.
May I have your order?
Fast food.
Your order, sir?
A time-saving idea that's become too complicated to be fast. Try Rallies instead. Our menu is simple, and our hamburgers are great. When you don't have time for fast food, drive into Rallies. Rallies has it right.
Everyone makes mistakes, Matthew. Don't pay any attention to the other children.
For this bright 6-year-old, the ABCs have never been as simple as ABC. Where do you go when you're different from the other kids? He got help at a Center for Learning Disabilities. They got help from the United Way. All because the United Way got help from you. The United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
Top half of the 8th inning, it'll be Mike Fetcher, the first baseman, leading things off here for Funkhouser. And our last baseball broadcast here in 1991 ends on this night. Coming up on the 24th, Wrights will take on Castle. High school soccer begins a long season of fall sports. High school soccer, high school football, USI soccer, UE soccer, and UE football. Robin Cooper's first year.
And really looking forward to seeing some of the U of E talent since Robin has taken over as the coach out there. I believe he's added about 65 players to the University of Evansville roster. A lot of local talent, like we've been talking about baseball, where Coach Brownlee and Coach Redmond have given some local guys a chance. Same way now for the football, and I really look for a turnaround to be involved in that football program out there at U of E.
Here's Todd Hayes, Fetcher going down on a couple. Still Stover here on the hill. First high school football game, by the way. A lot of people have been asking. You'll see it Sunday night, September 1st. North taking on Bossy. 6 o'clock game. So much to cover. Got all the schools in there in the SIAC. Represented in both soccer and football. And a pretty competitive schedule for both UE and USI soccer.
And I believe the way the scheduling worked out for the high schools, everybody gets at least 6 opportunities to be on, either football or soccer. Which is
down here
kind of
at
a
third
tough job to figure out, too.
Yeah. Guzik goes to Quigg. Looking forward to it, so we'll disappear for about almost 2 weeks. Come back and bring you soccer and football here in the fall.
Gosh, what are we going to do for 2 weeks?
Let's go to Minneapolis. We still got a show to do.
Have to bring back the Putt-Putt 2.
Yeah.
The rematch.
Yeah.
You're in trouble, too. Really caught a lot of flack because I could not come up with the big win.
Miniature golf, one of the all-time great sports. This is Aaron Schapker. Taking a ride to center field. Wahadlo battles a little bit of sun. And that's quick work, if ever I've seen it. We've gone through 7 1/2, and we're getting a little bit closer to crowning the 1991 American Legion Baseball State Champion. Right now it looks to be Highland. They're up 10-2. A little ways to go. We're back with more on TV 52.
Pete Sampras comes up to serve. Jan Stevenson makes the drive. A.C. Green and Charles Smith pound the boards. Marcus Allen rushes up the middle. Jay Schrader with the touchdown. There are a lot of different parts to play in the American Red Cross. Play your part.
How long do you think the public's going to accept the travesty of Don King?
But they're going to be really struggling to have an average year.
I got it all. You gotta know what these guys are saying.
I believe, honestly, yeah, you should be paid based on your performance.
Everything is under control so far.
You know, I'm not convinced that the cost of Major League Baseball is prohibitive.
All right, thanks for calling.
Little change in the lineup for Evansville Funkhouser. Out goes Todd Hayes, and in goes Brandon Duval.
And up comes Highland in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 2, 3, and 4. Spain, Guzek, and Ozelli. Jeff Spain has been a thorn in Funkhouser's arsenal of defense all day long. Was 1 for 4 in the first game. Has been on base 3 times here in the second game. A double and scored, walked and scored, and reached on an error.
So they're going to try to add a couple more, perhaps 10-2 for the moment. We get set to wrap up our summer broadcast schedule tonight. So many to thank. Of course, the sponsors are number one, because without them, there is no baseball broadcast on TV 52. Long throw is not in time. Sponsors you've been watching all year, please patronize them because they make it possible, Doug Emick.
If it was not for them, we wouldn't be here, unable to come out and cover the sporting events like we do. And once again, we'd like to welcome everybody to participate in sponsorships. Attend some of our businesses, the restaurants, the different types of businesses, give them their patronage and tell them we'd like to thank you for sponsoring the local sporting events. Gives the opportunity for the tri-state area to see some of the youngsters involved. If you can't get out here to the field, football or basketball, whatever the sport is, let our sponsors know you appreciate that.
It helps, believe me. On the outside, we have a great staff here who's been working with us all summer long and will move into the fall sports season with us.
Had some fun times and some rocky times. Our first year really attempting to bring baseball to the city and kind of learn as we go.
That's a learning process. But you know, it worked. 2 cameras and 2 half-bit announcers. Eric Wagner in center field. It's been fun. And they tell me I'm working with you again in the fall, so.
Lucky year. Shortstop Marco Zelli due up now. 0 for 4 today, has been on base with an error back in the 3rd inning. Came around to score. And looking through the scorebook, a lot of offense from this Highland Ball Club. 10 runs, 9 base hits.
We'll check down here over the head of Mike Fetcher. And down at second moves Jess Spain.
Error number 7.
Too many. There was a time you'd expect them to happen. It'd probably be after this really long weekend of baseball. Yeah, they're kids, but boy, you're tired. It's been a long baseball year for a lot of these people. Well, they all started in probably the end of February. Training and such.
Usually start inside because of the weather being like it is in the early winter months of February. Basically February through the month of August.
2 away here, bottom half of the 8th inning. Our producers tonight, Rick Goodman and Todd Suter. Andy Hayes back at master control. Also helping out, summer of '91. Rob Williams. Greg Hallam, our executive producer, is Tom Turpin. And of course, thanks to Ruth Bierman. All make it possible. You hear us, but there's so much other work that's done to bring these games to you.
The people behind the scenes that really don't get a lot of the credit some of the times. Yes, we are the ones that are on the air actually presenting the game, and we catch the flack there. We make mistakes, but there are also people back there that do the good jobs that really don't get too much appreciation, especially from the people out there that don't know what they do and who they are. And this is an opportunity to give everybody a great big thank you for an outstanding baseball season in 1991.
Well, we all work together 365 days a year, and it's kind of a team effort to pull it off. Guys, thank you very much. Let's do it again in the fall. 2 away here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. (10-2) Highland. Off the foot of Duval. Funkhouser 1991. Great roster.
And you look back, and it's been an outstanding year. Yes, they would have been a little more happier could they have come away with a state championship, represent Indiana up in Minnesota next week. But you look back and all the good times that were had, the big wins that they got put together, and they really gelled together as a team when they needed to. Postseason, not really what they had anticipated, but being the host team, they knew they were going to be here, and they have really taken advantage of that opportunity.
Cost, Lamb, Kroc, Angle, Niemeyer, Utley, Duval, Mauer, Getty, Swedenberg, Wagner, Marks, Sandwell, Fetcher, Curtis, Schapker, Payne, and Hayes. Funkhouser, post number 8, 1991. And we'll see this guy on the hill back again next year.
Next 3. Barring any disastrous injury or something like that, he should have one whale of a junior and senior year for Coach Johnston and the Wrights Panthers.
Bossy Field has also been kind to us this year. They do a great job out here just to keep this field in the shape it is. Terrific.
Great staff out here that really work well, allowing us to bring these games to you, get in here and get here early. Also, thanks to the team's stat people for getting the stats so we can tell you what's been going on through the season.
Almost 100 games of baseball, and we're going to do it one more time. 3 outs to go until we say goodbye to the Fall 4 sports season. Top half of the 9th just ahead on TV 52.
And dog. For years, this man thought if he just tried hard enough, he could teach himself to read. Where do you go when you can't do it alone? He's getting help in a literacy program for adults. They got help from the United Way. All because the United Way got help from you. The United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
Putting an Indy car on the track, it takes time, money, and a small army of very skilled technicians. Keeping it on the track at more than 200 miles an hour takes total concentration. It's no wonder professional drivers would never have a drink before getting behind the wheel. If drinking and driving is more than we can handle, what makes you think you can? Believe me, good driving has nothing to do with drinking, ever.
Last call for Evansville Funkhouser. 10-2 Highland, top half of the ninth inning. And with Doug Emick, I'm Duran Smith, wrapping up summer of '91 here on TV 52. State championship, and Highland about to be crowned the '91 winner.
Pinch hitter for Roger Getty here in the top half of the ninth inning, Dwayne Maurer, making his 42nd appearance at the plate, 7 hits. He's also picked up a pair of doubles, 5 runs scored, and also 5 RBIs.
Nice little shot there. Dave Bentker over by 5 steps, down to their final 2. Summer of UE, they had a great summer season on 52. What, they go like 15-1 on TV?
Well, we had a pretty good winning streak there for a while. I believe it ended up with a loss to Vanderbilt on a Wednesday afternoon.
Yep.
Had a lot of fun with that, and they were trying to get us to go on some of the road trips. They had such a bad road record this year that, well, come on, you guys, you got good luck. Go over to Carbondale with us. But we had a really fun baseball season. Started off with the college inning up here in the month of August with the state championship in the American Legion season. Basically covered it all, and hopefully did a good job to everybody's agreement and liking.
Evansville Lithographs, the 1991 Little League champions. The Wrights Panthers, wow, what a summer for them. A lot of those boys right here. Funkhouser.
They really surprised a lot of people, I think, including themselves. Had a pretty good regular season, and I can remember towards the early part of the season talking to Steve, thinking he was really going to have a good team, and then they went up to Pike Center, I believe it was, got beat, and right there he really didn't know what to expect. Played a pretty good regular season and really put it together as one unit, a team effort once the sectionals got underway.
Here we go. 1 out to go. It's Nick Huntley. Score 10-2, two-way, top half of the ninth. State championship here on the line. Strike one on the outside corner. Stover going the distance for Highland. I can hear him already starting to whoop it up. Fun ride back to Highland. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Last year's champion Muncie. Funkhouser again 1-88. They've had their turn in glory. And this one goes foul. So it's 1-2. Nick Utley will see you in a UE uniform next year.
And hats off, like you said before, Darren, to this Funkhouser team that has hosted the state tournament. A really good tournament. Great teams, a lot of excitement, good ball games. There only is going to be one state champion, but everybody that got here should be proud just for the opportunity to play in a tournament like this.
2-2 to Utley. 1 strike will do it. 2-2 pitch from Stover. Upstairs, and it's Mark Hardlow. Falling right in front of him. Keep it going.
I don't think he ever saw that. He took off like he was calling for the ball all the way, and then all of a sudden must have looked up in the sun and lost sight of the ball totally. Falls in for a hit.
Here's Sam Marks. First time I think the sun has really come to a factor in the outfield anyway. At least through a lot of baseball today. On the ground. And just a little chuck there for Highland. The 1991 Indiana State Champions of American Legion Baseball.
And once again, hats off to Funkhouser for just getting here. Yes, I'm sure they're disappointed, but not too many teams can say that they were in the championship game of a state Legion tournament like this. and wish the best of luck to Highland, representing the state of Indiana next week at Minnesota in the Legion tournament continuing. And they've got a good ball club. If they continue to hit like they have all weekend long, they will represent the state of Indiana rather well.
Head coach Mal Kubiak, Highland post number 180. Won it very convincingly here in what was game number 2 on a Sunday. The team in blue in your picture are the 1991 champions. To be diversely so, they had to bounce back from an earlier loss, Doug.
Well, they came into today knowing that they had to win at least one to even get to the championship game. And really got a good pitching performance in the first game this afternoon from Pat Curtis. Did an outstanding job. They got some big base hits when they needed it. Came up with a 5-3 victory, so we knew they were going to have to play the same type of ball to come back and beat this team twice in the same day. Highland just a little bit too much offense. The pitching was not really there here in the second game.
And that's the way it goes. Highland ends up your winner after a long summer of baseball. We're going to wrap it up from Bosse Field as Hollywood moves in, and Highland moves out to Minneapolis, the 1991 state champions. We're back with more after this timeout.
New York. I got a better offer. I'm building schools overseas with the Peace Corps. The pace is a little slower than New York, but here I'm getting grassroots experience I couldn't get anywhere else. The way I look at it, the world can wait 2 years for another 40-story smoked glass high-rise.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Liking the movie up until the last 2 minutes. Therefore, I would say you should like the movie.
Whoa. The most popular and most powerful movie critics in the country, Time Magazine.
Those were the most interesting characters in the film.
Come on, give us a break. Real people viewers can trust. 2020.
This is gritty stuff.
Siskel and Ebert are the best. The Kansas City Star.
Yeah, I thought that was terrific.
A total and complete disagreement.
Siskel and Ebert, the critical difference.
Field, the 1991 Indiana State champion for American Legion Baseball. They are Highland post 180, Mal Kubiak. Well, a long trip up here, well worth the trip, and 2 games here today has got to feel good.
Yeah, it sure does, and no way I had any feeling at all that we could lose 2 games.
You guys...
With three starting pitchers, there's no way we could lose 3.
You guys now represent all of Indiana. Got to play Illinois now, Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock. You guys got to take a little rest and bounce right back, and best of luck. A good bunch of guys here.
Well, we'll have a starting pitcher for Wednesday, so...
Good.
And we'll have one for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever.
Good hitting ball club. You guys showed that all weekend.
Yeah, they hit... they can hit better. Let's put it that way. I got a good hitting club, but they could do better.
Best of luck, Minneapolis.
They did just enough to win it good today.
Where is Eric Stover? He went the distance in the game.
He was nervous.
Eric Stover, I'll tell you, maybe an unlikely name came in and wanted to hear what was going through your mind. You had a good cushion.
Yeah. I was very nervous on the mound, and I know these guys, they play ball real well, and the stick came around, so all I had to do is throw it, and they make the plays, they hit the ball.
Good hitting behind you, and Markwood Hodlow also, we talked to yesterday, did a part, and it was just a great victory for all you guys, and now you guys got to regroup and do it again.
Yep.
Guys, congratulations.
Thanks.
Highland, post 180, the 1991 champions. We'll wrap it up after this timeout.
From the McGruff files, the case of the Tucson tip-off. In the Midtown area of Tucson, Arizona, things were no doggone good. Burglaries were up, spirits were down, and folks were fed up. So they worked with police to get their neighborhood back. They organized community watch groups. In just 3 weeks, burglaries were down 30%. The people of Tucson are making a difference, and you can too. Write this down, and I'll show you how you can help take a bite out of crime.
And now a few words about raising children.
Run, jump, climb, walk, laugh and cry. Throw, fetch, play catch, slip and slide. Listen, swim, eat, grin, cook and cheer. Giggle, wait, talk straight, woo, be there.
Love isn't just something you say, it's something you do. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
And wrapping it up at Bosse Field, Mac, you finished the season at 34-9, not too bad. One of the co-favorites here, and fell short in the second game.
Well, we played well in the first game. We came out in the second game and looked like we went to sleep for 2 or 3 innings, and we just wound up costing the ball game. Our pitching wasn't that great, but it was good enough had we not made all the blunders we did. Hey, the kids came out and played hard. I think it was an excellent tournament for everybody involved. We had 5 good ball clubs in here. I think Newburgh played well. I think they gave a ball game away early. I think we gave a ball game away early, and that probably cost one of us from getting the big trophy. But hey, we enjoyed it. It's a good experience for these kids. They get a lot of exposure, and hey, that's what Legion Ball is all about.
You win 80% of your ball games. You go back and take a look at the whole season. It's a success story again for Funkhouser.
We had as far as I'm concerned, we had an excellent season. I think we had an excellent season if we got beat. If we ended it at sectional.
But if you go back and take a look at some of the pitching and some that will return, you got a Gady returning and several others. So Funkhouser tradition continues to be strong, even going into 1992.
Well, we've got most of our position players back. We lose 3 or 4 good pitchers, but every year you think, well, hey, that's going to really hurt us next year. But it seems like somebody else always comes along and takes up the slack.
All righty, Mac. Congratulations on a great season. We'll talk again.
Okie doke.
Mac LaRue and Doug Emig, we wrap it up here. Kind of a sad time for us. Baseball season is over on TV 52.
Well, it just seems like yesterday when we were out here for March, starting our coverage of baseball with the University of Evansville. But we had a lot of fun, had a lot of experience showing the people around the tri-state just how this baseball game is played around here in the city and the tri-state area. Max said that he was proud of his team, and I don't think anything to be taken away from that because they had such a good year, even though they did not come up the championship, but they had a heck of a tournament out here. I'm sure everybody had a lot of fun. There's going to be one state champion. Not everybody can do that, and they were closer than anybody else that was here.
As we wrap it up, we talk about Eugene Pate, Newburgh, Boonville, all pretty good teams, and they've all had their turn at the top. This one belongs to Highland.
Well, I think they will represent the state of Indiana well, as we said upstairs in the booth. They have the capability of really being a good hitting team, and we talked to them after the game, and they kind of alluded to that, even said they can hit better than they did. But they had a good tournament, and I was impressed with them the first game I saw them when they got the 11 hits against Rick Forsey in that 7-3 victory over Newburgh Thursday night. Not that I was picking them then, but they had the team that could become a potentially state champion, and it proved to be that today.
Congratulations to Mal Kubiak and Highland Post 180. They are the 1991 Indiana State Champions of American Legion Baseball. We part from Bosse Field until next March and return on the 24th of this month, the return of high school soccer. For now, and for Doug Emig, I'm Darren Smith from Bosse Field. Good night.